is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
California area. It is 9:02 p.m. And so good evening everybody. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. And if you are watching in the Philippines or from the Philippines, it is a Saturday 12 noon or 12:02 p.m. on the beautiful Saturday. So magandang tanghali sa inyo. Good afternoon. And you are watching in different parts of the country. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You're watching in different parts of the world. Now, also for those people who will miss this show, again, you can definitely watch our replay. And so happy viewing for those team replay who will be watching our show later. Now, for the time being, just to let you know, we are live na live po right now on PHLB Radio Facebook page. And simultaneously, we are also live on PHLB YouTube channel. So if you're not a subscriber yet, what are you waiting for? All you have to do is like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any of the shows. This show plus all the shows of PHLB Radio. Now, also, if you have or you're using Alexa, all you have to do is say, Alexa, play PHLB Radio. As well as if you have Amazon Fire TV, just look for PHLB Radio channel. Then those people who will be tuning in through audio, we're also live streaming simultaneously live on different podcasts, namely Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. And like what I said earlier, if you miss any of the shows or my show or any shows of PHLB Radio, no problem at all. You could definitely go to our YouTube channel, PHLB Radio channel, or you could definitely go to our website, which is www.phlbradio.com. Yeah. Tonight is very exciting because finally I got to interview a very good friend of mine, and I've known this guy for so long, and oh my God, can't even remember it. I think we first did a show together in San Diego, and then we've been all over the place, and this has been a long while. He's a good friend, and I'm close to the family as well. The mother is a dear friend of mine. I call her Tita Ampi, and she's always very supportive, not only her, but the whole family. Every time this particular guest of ours, our special guest for tonight, it's a whole family event because that's how supportive they are as a family. And we'll hear more about some stories about them, and we'll definitely get to know more about our special guest. So without much further ado, let me introduce you. The king is in the house, the king of R&B. That's the moniker that has been given to him, and of course there's a reason behind that. So Philippines king of R&B, no other than JR.
Hey,
Hello,
hey,
Jay.
what's up? Thank you for having me on the show. Appreciate it.
So Jay, this is so interesting because it's been a while since we got together. I think I've seen you on and off when you're having shows here in the Los Angeles area. And of course, in the past when you were connected with the other channel, with GMA, we always do shows together. And of course, just like anything else, everybody moved on to different endeavors, a different channel, different connection, so we lose touch. But the good thing is your mom is always there. She's she's the person that will always let me know what's going on with you, especially when you have shows. And I think the last time I saw you here in California was at Glendale or Eagle Rock when you had the show produced by you and your family. And then I was there. I watched the press con, and then of course I watched the show. But that was a long time ago because I was
long time ago.
Yeah,
I think that was 2017.
Yeah, and then of course a lot has changed, which definitely we'll talk about today. The first question they normally was asking me, saan nakuha? Where did you get JR from? Because of course it's a known fact, and everybody already know your real name is Gaudencio Aquino Silona III. Where is JR from, or JAY, then capital R? Saan ba
Yeah, yeah.
so the people were thinking, are you a junior? Because I said, no, let me ask.
Yeah, yeah, that's basically it. I'm a junior of a junior. Since I'm the third, my
Yeah.
father has the same name and my grandfather has the same name. But my dad, since he's Gaudencio the second, he's junior. So they call
Yes.
him June. They call him June. And since I was born, I became a junior of a junior. And since they call my dad June na, they call me JR na lang. So no one gets confused. So, and alam mo naman ng Pinoy, di ba? Pag Pinoy yung pangalan laging creative sa spelling ng pangalan. So, I came up with JAYR.
Yeah, that's because normally if it's junior JR, right? Just capital
Right, right.
J and R, or JAR, with that concoction. But yours was kind of different. I think nobody really followed you yet with a JAY then capital R.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think Jay-Z does it, JAY and then Z. But
Yes.
yeah, we're
Well,
kind of the
but you were
same.
first. And how long have you been in the business, Jay?
Well, this coming 2023, I will be 20 years in the
Is
Philippine music
that
industry.
right? Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
It's been a while now.
Yeah, well, it was a wonderful ride, I would say, because
Absolutely.
you've done it all. You modeled, you're an actor, you did a couple of movies before, like what you said earlier with Regal, and then of
Yeah.
course you are now a record producer, and we'll talk about that. And of course, who could beat being the king of R&B? And nobody has really gotten that moniker compared to you. And of course, the body of work speaks for itself.
Nice. Thank you, Josh.
Now,
Appreciate that.
question, Silona, where are they originally from, mom and dad?
Well, Dad, they're from Ilocos. The family, they grew up in Ilocos. And then Mom naman is from Bulacan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. And then they both moved to the States. And ako naman, I was born here in
Yes.
Los Angeles. Yeah, but the background, it's all sa probinsya, dun sa Ilocos and saan ba sa norte somewhere, Ilocos Norte.
Yeah.
And then si Mom in Bulacan is sa Giginto ata.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Well, so it's really from the Luzon, Tagalog region. That's
Yeah.
basically it. Yeah. And I get really kind of like when I call her Ampy, she said, "Oh, I got demoted. You always call me Tita Ampy." I said, "No, that was not me. I asked an assistant to text that."
Yeah.
But then so I have to apologize because she's always gonna be Tita Ampy and Tita
Yeah.
June for me. So
That's nice.
let me okay now I finally know that the Ceyloners from the Luzon region. So
Yeah.
all this time, all I know of you, aside from the research that we did, you already start singing here because being
Yeah.
born here, and you started with a group. Is it a group or the two of you with Chris? How did that come about? Because from here, I remember that story, and I would like that to hear from you. Then you moved to the Philippines and to try your luck. Can you kind of give us some information on that?
Yeah, well, before I moved to the Philippines, I was always active in music, and I had a group called First Impression,
That's
which
right.
which Chris Lawrence later on joined. But it was originally five guys, and we were doing a cappella music, and we were also doing some beatboxing, and we would play instruments as a band together, First Impression. And later on, a couple of the members, they wanted to pursue school, and some of them got married. But we brought in Chris Lawrence. But even though I was with the group, my boy band, I also had a band with my Uncle Bob and my Ate Jing called the Howlers, and we would be a live band playing top 40s in birthdays and restaurants and in clubs all over. And that's all I was doing. That was my training ground before I moved to the Philippines. Kaya, I was doing a lot of music and a lot of live performing, a lot of songwriting with my group as well. We were recording. Kaya, it was always music activities that we were involved in, and it never stopped. Every day until now, like how many years later, it's every day. It's always something in music. Mm-mm.
Right. Now, when you moved to because unlike with Chris Lawrence, the way he did it is he joined it's a reality singing contest, right, from
Yeah.
ABS, and then of course
Mm-hmm.
you won that. Yours is different. You didn't do the contest. You
No.
went to the Philippines and
I went to the Philippines, and before I went there, I recorded my whole album already, and I
Yeah.
had a music video ready and everything. And so when I went there, it was, the label Universal Records, they
Universal.
kind of they saw the content and they pretty much didn't have to do anything anymore. So they signed me, and GMA was out there.
Yeah.
And because of what they were hearing from the music and what the visuals from the music video, they believed in the project. So they gave me also a TV uh, means and pursued my career there. Because, how can I not? I'm getting a record deal. I'm getting a TV deal. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
but
let's
and at that
go for the
time you were
opportunity.
really one of a kind. That's why you were given the. I think at the time it was still Prince because you were very young still. Prince of
Yeah,
R&B, right? I remember
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah.
And of course, you're with Universal with was it Bellatan? Bellatan?
Yes, Miss
Yeah,
Belia Tan, the
yeah,
late Belia Tan. She was such a great businesswoman, and she was really on the forefront of music in the Philippines at the time. And I really miss her. She's the reason why my career went where it was.
yeah. Well, but of course, at an early stage, you already made a mark for yourself because there's no one like you. I mean, nobody could sing the way JR would sing it. Even now, I mean, a lot of people try, especially the new generation, but there's different. Sabi nga nila, there's nothing like Tatak JR.
Naks
Diba?
naman,
I mean,
salamat.
and it comes with now. Obviously, everybody will find out you're 20 years in business. Can you believe that?
20
It was
years
just
now,
like
yeah.
yesterday because you have not changed. I mean, if I look at the other things that you've done, especially with the bench and the model in the bench, I mean, some people they really age, but you kind of preserve. I mean, that's what they said when you have a good life, good vibes, good life, and of course, I have not heard of any scandal on you, being like. I think you've always been a clean, straightforward person, and that's always my like. If they ask, is there any scandal or any dirt? Couple of JR that came into being in the show business, especially in the Philippines. But when they say Silona, no, I don't think so. I'll be so shocked. I don't think it will pass Daddy June, Tito June, and Tita Ampi to begin with, and not to
Thank you.
not to imagine your sister too, Sister Joy,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah.
Now, before anything else, we have to do a shout out to RD Nerona Bena Ryan is watching. Hi,
Okay.
RD. Happy viewing to you. And then Josephine De La Torre, I know for a fact she's watching from Glendale, California. That I know. And then
Nice. Hello,
those people that
hello.
are quiet, please do a shout out. I know we have a lot of people who would like to, and I got all this PM earlier in the past when we put when we announced that JR will be our guest. I got like great guest, great special guest, and
Yeah.
yeah, luckily with his busy schedule, he was able to kind of squeeze some time for us. And
Yeah,
then
I
we will
see
talk
my
about
sister
his
Joy
different projects
watching.
too. Sorry.
Hi, Ate Joy. I see she's my sister Joy is watching. I see her on
Hi,
her
Joy.
name
I have
popping
not
up.
seen her for the longest time. I call her the showbiz person, and I know she's doing well in her insurance. I understand. So
Yeah.
yeah. So okay, then let's show first the first picture with mom and dad. Oh, Joe
Oh.
Showtime. Hey, what's up? Yeah, we miss you too, Joy. I've not seen you. The last time I saw you when I took JR home from the airport to your place. Okay, yo, can we show that picture? Okay, see that? We're showing that picture. That's mom and dad. That's
Oh,
yeah. So that's June or Junior, and then of course that's Tita
sweet,
Ampi. See it?
sweet.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh yeah, see, Joy is correcting me. Financial services. Sorry, I always say insurance, but I know it's a combination of all that. So if you have any need, and one of this day, Joy, I will ask you to guest so you could talk about the business and maybe you could do a lot of help to our Filipinos and Filipinos abroad,
There
especially
we
this
go.
with the financial crisis that we're all experiencing. Oh, and then CM Maguire is watching too from the Philippines.
What's up,
Shout out
CM?
po, Kuya JR. Shout out. Okay.
What's
Hi,
good with your
everybody.
boy?
We're getting more people in. Uh, Joya, you said sure. So definitely you're gonna be on my list. So it's gonna be a fun time. So we talk about your business and the kids and all that. Okay, that okay. So let's show again the picture. Sorry, I got interrupted by Joe. Can you show us again the picture? Okay. Um, talk about your mom and your dad because I always tell your dad that when JR gets older, like his age, he will look like your dad.
Yeah, we look alike. We
Yeah,
totally
di
look
ba?
alike.
You're like really a junior. Okay, your mom is really for me one of the sweetest lady I've encountered
And
because
that's my mom's watching. Hi, mom.
she's always unbelievably very friendly. She will every time you have a show, she will ask, "Can we go?" The other person that I am so at awe also aside from your mom when it comes to being a doting mom is the mother of Tom Rodriguez. It reminds me of her every
Oh,
time. Yeah.
that's
So
nice. Mom's watching. Hi, mom.
hey mom. Oh Ampi, how are you, Tita Ampi? You're the best. I missed you. I one of these days I'll definitely we need to get together even for coffee. I'll invade your area there. I remember. And Juliet Marcus is watching from Laguna. Hi Juliet, how are you? Aba, pag si JR ang guest, ang dami niyo ah. Panay heart. Sige. Okay, Jay. So, any message for your mom at this point for now? Ano ba ang message mo
Yeah,
kay mom?
of course, mom. Since you're watching, first of all, I just want to say I love you, and thanks for always taking care of dad and us all the time. And thanks for pushing me to sing all the times to family parties, even though na nag-aaway tayo na ayoko kumanta kasi gusto ko lang maglaro. But thanks for pushing me. You helped me with my confidence and you helped me with my performance level. And mom was always supportive of me with my music career. She would always find shows for me as a kid. She was like always pushing me um to get in the band with my Uncle Bob, and she's actually the reason why I found my group First Impression. She put me a part of an audition in Viva back in the day. Kaya, she was always supportive. Same with dad, both of them were, it was just music throughout the whole house. And it was always imperative that they were showing na parang, uh, that music was important in the house. Dad was always playing piano. Mom would be singing all the time. And they would influence us all the time. Me and my sisters, si Ate Jordan would be
Yeah.
singing, and, mom, thank you. Thank you so much for everything. I love you.
I know. I like what I said. Your mom, especially. I remember vividly when we did a show in San Francisco. She called me and she said, "Hey, is there okay if we drive all the way from California, well, from LA or North Hollywood or the Valley to San Francisco to watch it?" I said, "Are you really serious? You're gonna do it?" And they were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were there. That was so awesome. They're
They're
very,
very
very
supportive.
supportive.
Yeah.
Yes. What about any message for your dad, for Tito June?
Yeah. I just want to say, Dad, we love you and thanks for taking care of mom also. And thanks for showing us that, music really runs through the family. And thanks for always being supportive. And, we love you. Hope that we can share more time together. Love you, Dad.
Yeah, your mom says, "You're welcome. I always believe in you."
That's
Amazing.
nice.
Alexander Francis is watching from Quezon City. Hi, Alexander.
Hey, Alexander,
Yeah,
what's
she's
up?
very supportive of everything that we do here. Now, Jay, how big is your family, the Silonan, your immediate family? How many
You know,
siblings
I
do
don't
you have?
I don't even know. I mean, ang dami na namin eh. Especially because all the siblings have all kids and some of the kids have kids now. So, ang dami. But from the siblings, I think there's about 10 of us. I'm the youngest of 10.
Right.
So, yeah. So, kaya the family parties are crazy and everyone's very music inclined. So, pag nagagathering kami, parang either sayawan or kantahan or both, kantahan at sayawan,
I know
jamming lang.
when I see pictures, guys, so funny because like you don't have to invite anybody anymore because
I know.
just by your siblings plus the extension, it's already
Yeah,
a
ang
huge
dami
party
namin.
to begin with. And I know you guys are like what you mentioned. You guys are musically inclined, and then
Yeah.
parang everything boils down to music. Now, I'll give you a little test. Since you have 10, well, you have, well, the siblings, total of 10, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, name them according to age from oldest to youngest. Of
Oh
course, you
my
being the
gosh,
youngest.
that's hard. Okay. So what is it, but okay, there's Glenn, and then there's who's after?
Oh my God, JR.
Um, and then Kuya Benjo, I think, and then Kuya uh who is it?
So you have Kuya Glenn, Kuya Benjo, and
Kuya
then
Benjo, Kuya Mar,
Mar.
and then who is it? Ate Joy, Kuya Alvin, Ate Jing, me. Who's missing? How come
There's only seven.
there's three there's three more? Who's the three?
Tita
Uh,
Ampi. Better tell him the other
Mom, I need
kids.
help,
He
Mom.
forgot.
I need help, Mom. Si ano, si Kuya ano,
Oh,
Kuya Willie Boy,
Willie.
si Kuya Willie,
Gil.
and there's two more na lang.
Yeah.
Kuya Hill. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's
The
right.
Willie. And we're
Kuya
missing one.
Willie, Kuya Hill, Kuya Glenn, Kuya Mark. So there's Kuya Glenn, Kuya Willie, Kuya Hill, Kuya Mar, Kuya Benjo, Ate Joy, Kuya Alvin, Ate Jing, me, and who's the other one? Who's the other one, Mom?
Mario.
Si ano, si Kuya Mar, ayun.
Daisy.
Daisy, oh Daisy, that's
Oh my
right. We
God,
have
I think you
another.
really need to
Yeah.
apologize to Daisy when this thing is over. JR, I see our listeners and our viewers would know this is all raw because we don't give any questions ahead of time. So we
That's
we
a hard
got we
question.
got JR on surprise here.
That's
So
a hard one.
among those siblings, the immediate one, because I know your nephews, some of them are into music as well. That I know. Now,
Yeah.
but you mentioned Joy that she sings too. Among your other
Yeah.
siblings, who else? Everybody sings. Everybody was gifted with good voice.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much they all sing. If you put a karaoke mic in front of them, they'll sing really good.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
now I found out maybe you are the Filipino American version of the Van Trump children.
Yeah.
But this one is a Silona. Okay, then
Uh,
among your siblings, who are you most close to?
well,
Put you on the spot.
I guess I guess I'm closest to my Ate Jing because we're the closest in age. So, we kind of like party more together.
Of
Yeah, yeah.
course, of course.
Yeah, but we're close. Like we're pretty much close, especially me, at the Joy Kuya Alvin, at the Jing, because we grew up together. Well, I grew up with them. Um, they came over kind of like half of their life here, and I was a kid now. So when they came, and we were all living together now, and I got really close to them.
Yeah, because I always every time I would see your mom and Ate Joy will always be there and talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
you and all that.
At the Joy is very supportive, and she's very active in the community also. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
she's
she's a
always
community
around.
member
Yeah.
too. Yeah, she's
Hmm.
very popular in the community. I have just
Yeah.
not seen her because she's on that side of the city.
Yeah.
RJ
Right.
Green is saying hi, Josh. RJ Green
What's
is
up, RJ Green?
yeah, she's one of the very supportive and an avid fan and friend of Martin Rivera.
Whoa, cool. Yeah, yeah. Hello, RJ Green. We
Yeah,
almost have the same name.
yeah. That's why she said hi, JR, and then she said JR, then she spelled it correctly. Hi, RJ. Nice to have you here. Ay, si JR lang pala magpapadala sa iyo rito eh. Pag hindi kita nakikita, pag ibang guest or pag si JR, nandito ka. Now, Jay, so okay, you went to the Philippines and you had all the things, and then of course you are with the network GMA, and then of course now, of course, there was a movement also that you moved to ABS-CBN. I'm not gonna put you on the spot to say who's the better network because that's so tacky for me to ask. Now, Any in your experiences though, that with all the things that happen, uh, are though would you say that what was the most difficult that you could remember, being from here, move to the Philippines, and then have a career? Was there any instance that you that it was so not naman traumatic, but it's more like lesson learned that you
Yeah,
could impart to some of the new singers that because
many,
I would say
many.
you are more of the I don't want to use veteran but more of experienced singer around. Veteran kasi sounds
Yeah.
so old.
Well, I've gone through a lot in 20 years in the music industry, and there's a lot of lessons. I mean, every day there's a lesson that I'm learning, especially because you're just so involved in the industry. Every day you're just grinding and you're learning. But if I were to think about some of the lessons in the past, um, you know, a lot of the times you have to learn how to be assertive. You really have to fight for what you believe in. You really have to fight for your worth and your value. You can't just really let people, use your brand, use your name to their advantage. And you really have to learn to protect. In any industry, it's really hard, right? But for some reason, the entertainment industry, there's a lot of, there's a lot of people that can try to sway your opinion a lot of the times because, they're looking out for the that kind of seem like they're trustworthy at first, in a facade, but eventually when you work with these people, you learn that, they have other motives. And I found that very hard to uh to get used to because I'm the type of person that trusts people and I like giving the benefit of the doubt and I like enjoying the person's company. And sometimes when you find out that the person was, in it because of just money or just to have clout or something, it's kind of heartbreaking, because you think this person is real and is your family, is your friend. But, a lot of the times money is an issue, money can change a lot of people. So you really have to protect yourself in this industry and any industry really.
Well, that's a good advice because I've heard it from some artists that I always know you to be very trustworthy and very you're very your integrity is really intact, and of course it shows so much character. Even because I worked with you in several projects in the past, and I always tell people it is so easy to handle, Jr. No, it's so self-managed,
Thank you.
no drama. I think I worked closely with your manager before, Arnold Bigafria,
Uh,
and that was in San GMA Live TV at the time, and you were
right.
there, and then Mark Harris, and of course Nonito Denaire, and
Yeah.
some other artists, and I think Steven Silva as well.
Oh
And I
yeah.
said one of and Wilma Dozen, crazy the Wilma
Right.
Dozen. Yeah, we were
Hmm.
all there, and I said JR is one of turning to be one of my favorite aside from other
Wow.
in the past because I said with or without manager, he does his thing. When we say be there at a certain time, 10 minutes prior to the call time, he's already there, all ready to rumble. It just for someone who's doing the live producing, it's really tough when you have all the. I was lucky because all the projects that I had with you and other projects that I had with other people too, especially with the station I was associated with at the time, it was really seamless. And maybe it's the way in your case, it's your parents. They brought you really well. That's why every time
Yeah.
it's so weird. They of course internally they said you really like JR, and it's always JR and Mark Harris. I say yeah, because no headache whatsoever, no drama, no fanfare, no really self managed.
Yeah,
It's
well, when I work with people, I want them to have a good experience with me too. It's not like it's not supposed to be where if you hire an artist, you're supposed to just like be at their beck and call and whatever they want, you grant it. You have to be as an artist, I feel like it's important to be proactive also. You have to just like help out the people that are producing or the line producer and in any way you can. I mean it's so easy. It's a give and take thing and I would like the producer to always have a good experience with me because I enjoy this. I want to work again. I want to keep
Yeah.
working, you know,
And then
and
those producers and live producer watching tonight, I'm giving you my my vote of confidence that and my reputation. This guy is one of the best, if not the best, that you could get as an artist. So I
thank you.
remember all my projects with him. San Diego with Julina and all those with Mark Harris,
Mm,
and then we did Knott's Berry Farm at the time with Krista
with
Kleiner.
Steven
That
Till.
was it was hell because like we were like in the middle and it went crazy and then
Yeah.
you went out and it got crazier and then we did Sacramento, we did that
Mm,
too. We did Santa not Santa Maria, not San Jose, Santa Clara. We did that was a big show. I mean,
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember all those shows
Ang
vividly,
dami
and
din,
this
no?
was like so many years ago, and you have not
Yeah.
changed. Every time I see
Thank
you when
you.
I'm not producing or any shows, you gave everything 150%.
Of
Your shows,
course, you
it's
know.
just amazing. You are one of the
Thank
best
you.
artists I've seen, and no wonder people like you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So see, RJ Green said, love JR. And then Alexander said, hi, Sir Josh and Kuya JR.
Hey.
Okay. And then RJ added, RJ Green said, JR is so down to earth. Yeah, really, definitely.
Thank you, RJ.
And he doesn't have, one of the things too, Jay, that I always like with you, never had that artista mentality. You never had
Uh,
that.
I
Regardless, I mean,
mean,
I'm seeing you in different facet and different phase of your career. I never felt you being a prima donna, like that. Like, it's just like you're one of the boys. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
so easy, so it's so pleasing, it's so easy, it's so working with you. It's always a breeze.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Same.
well, it's
Likewise
the
with you
truth.
too.
Yeah, but you as an artist, normally you already JR. You've done movies. When I got to know you, you've done movies, you've done bench, and you've done a lot of things. And then of course at the time you went SOP and all that, and you're big. You're still big. You're bigger, and you've done a lot of things. You're very versatile. And the good thing with you, and one thing, those people who are not familiar, we had one show in Sacramento, and I'll tell
Uh,
you. Okay, the producer is long past now, and we love him dearly. But it's Joey Cummings, wherever you are, rest in peace. But there's one show, and this was something that I reported to management. I said, viewers and our listeners, there was a show that we did in Sacramento, and JR was on stage doing his thing, and he was singing "Bakit Pa Ba," I call it his national anthem song. And then all of a sudden, there was a problem with the sound system. It was popping at first, so he was still doing his thing, and then all of a sudden, dead, no sound. Microphone went dead. The speaker went dead, and and he was on stage, and he knew that it died. So I, being the host for that event, I went up right away and chit chat a little bit with Jay, and I said, "Do you want to continue?" I was whispering to him. I said, "No, no, I'll continue." And unbelievable, he sang the rest of the song a cappella, and that blew everybody away. Jay, I've been doing this for quite some time. Have never seen anybody uh, broke down because of the sound system. You continue and you did it marvelously. I was
Thank you.
asked of award at the time, and I had to report it to Manch all the way to the owner. I said, I have never seen anybody like that, because I've seen, if especially singers or especially the non-singers, that once the -1 is done, oh my God, we do have to do ad lib. I get on stage. In your case, I said, no, 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 it's okay. I'll sing a cappella. And I remember, I will never forget that. That's why when people would ask me, what do you remember of Jay? I said, performance. That day, that wonderful day in Sacramento, when
Nice.
that sound system shut off, he did the rest of the song a cappella. And I
Well,
have never seen anybody like that.
you gotta it's important also, like as an artist, you have to be grateful. Because I'm grateful to the audience, I'm grateful to them because I know without them there wouldn't be me. There wouldn't be King of R&B, there wouldn't be JR. no one would be listening to my music. So I'm gonna do an acapella, even though there's no music, there's no sound system. It's like they all came here to watch me, and I'm gonna continue it, and that's just a sign of gratefulness to the fans, and I just want everyone to know that it's like that's why I'm the way I am is because I really truly appreciate each and every one of you.
And I think it show aside from that, and that's so noble of you and magnanimous at that. I think it shows one confidence. Two, it shows pure, raw, unadulterated talent. Because
Mhm.
some people without the music, it's either they go out of tune or they can just simply cannot do it. People are maybe it's a training that you had while you are here, especially in the younger years with first impression, especially when you
Yeah.
said you did a cappella. But I was so happy during that. I mean, of course, to me that's one. If when I'm being interviewed, say what are the highlights of things that you've done, I always would mention that event in time, and that
I
and
love
I
that.
mentioned your name. I said, JR, I'm telling you, you get him, it you will never regret. He will make for some reason every performance you will make something special. Not I don't
Nice.
think it was deliberate, but it's just you. And I will go on record on that. And I'm so talking about. But for the time being, a lot of people, I have two phones, three phones going on at one shot and say, are we gonna hear him sing? Okay, this is
Ooh.
the deal, you guys. When I told JR that I will request him to sing, he said he does not have anything ready, like music wise, but he will
Yeah.
be doing it a cappella. So
Acapella.
we
We can
are
do acapella.
so lucky, you guys. It was a good story about it because he's one of those with or without music. JR is JR. He is the music. Let me put it this way. So, Jay, let me know when you're ready. You're gonna do a song a cappella. Why this
Yeah.
particular song? Any special meaning of this song? Why you choose among the many songs that you could do? Why this particular song? So, without
Okay.
much further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I am so elated to give you the floor, the air, to our special guest, the king of R&B,
Hey.
JR.
All right. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Sir Josh. But to everybody, I just want you all to sit back, relax. I'm just gonna do a little acapella for you. This one is from my Soul in Love album. It's one of my favorite songs on there. Hope you enjoy it. It goes like this. When we turn out the lights, the two of us alone together, something's just not. You know that I would never ever let another touch come between the two of us, 'cause no one else will ever take your place. Close to you, no one makes me feel the way you do. You're so special, girl, to me, and you'll always be eternally. Every time I hold you near, you always say the words I love to hear. Girl, with just a touch, you can do so much. No one else comes close. And when I wake up to the touch of your hand on my shoulder, you're a dream come true. Yeah. Oh, girl, you know I always treasure every kiss, every day. Love you, girl, in every way. And I always will, 'cause in my heart, 'cause no one else comes close to you. No one makes me feel the way you do. You're so special, girl, to me. And you'll always be eternally. Every time I hold you near, you always say the words I love to hear. Girl, with just a touch, you can do so much. No one else comes close. Say.
Goosebumps! Grabe! Hey, unbelievable. I mean, of course,
Thank you.
you are one, if not the only one that would do that a cappella. So far, I've been so many guests already, and all of them would be so afraid to do a cappella. This is the very first, another first on PHLB radio in alam mo ba? JR, the king, doing an a cappella of a beautiful
Hey,
song.
I wish
Now,
I had my sound system here. I could have done minus ones for I could have done with music and everything, but
no, you don't
I'm in
need
my
to. You are the
apartment.
music, Mr. JR. You are the music. I'm getting hearts galore here.
Yeah, that's good. What's up,
That is so
everybody?
amazing,
Make
you
sure to share
guys.
the live.
Yeah. Now, Jay, you've done so many things in your career: songwriter, singer, artist, model, movie actor, and then now a record producer. And we'll talk about in detail about all those. Among all those that you have done, the roles, which one are you most excited about?
Well, I'm excited most definitely about me as a performer singing live. Although, I also produce and I also write my own songs and I also do all that kind of thing. But it's all within the passion, like it
Yeah.
encompasses everything in music. But if I were to really pick one of them, it would be performing on stage. There's nothing like getting that energy from a crowd, whether it be 50 people or 5,000 people. That exchange of energy is always amazing because they always take my music to the next level when I'm singing it live. Because when I'm on stage and they're flowing this energy to me, I end up singing different notes. I end up singing it a different way, and it's always a different exchange every time I'm singing live, and that's what I love about it. I always love experiencing that new flow of energy that they're gonna lead the way I sing. I always love looking for that in every performance. And yeah, it really depends on the crowd, really. And what I love is seeing their faces, just looking at me while I'm singing along and making them bob their head and dance because of the music. I love that whole exchange. That's what's um yeah, that's what I live for, that live performance.
Now, talk about crowd. In your opinion, or based on your observation of the many years that you had performed, which one? Because I've heard it with Leia that of course this is not like to put you on the spot. They said the Filipino audience is one of the toughest audience to perform in front of. I mean, now because you do perform both, internationally as well as locally in the Philippines, which one is the hardest to please? The Filipino audience in the Philippines or the Phil-Apps?
That's a good question. Um, you know, that is a very good question. I think it's harder for the film audience. They're more exposed to more like a more variety of music,
Mm-hmm.
in I mean, the Philippines most definitely is exposed to all types of genres of music, but we're Filipino, we're biased to Pinoy music, diba? We love
Mm-hmm.
Pinoy music, but the Philams in the States, it's not just OPM that they listen to. They listen to all types of genres. So I feel like when I perform in front of Philams, I feel like they have more of a larger spectrum of a genre to understand what they're watching as a performance. And when I'm singing, I feel like I really have to grasp for their attention and really try to capture them in the performance because I feel like they're critiquing me and they're like listening to like, okay, he should be like not flat and this and that. So I feel like it's the film audience that's harder to please. Yeah.
And maybe it's because also the exposure of where the Phil-Amps are really exposed to different artists, especially internationally, that they could compare one performance to another.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's just like uh, it's not like a walk in the park to perform for Phil Abs, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Because even when I go on stage, you have to there's protocol that you kind of observe and just keep it in back of your mind. That, like what you said, it seems like every time anybody goes up on stage, there's always that there's a possibility of judgment.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, do you still get frustrated at this stage of your career? Do you get scared that you're
Yeah.
gonna flat and stuff? I mean, people of your caliber, people with your experience under your belt, do you still get insecure when you perform?
Yeah, every time I perform, I still get nervous. It doesn't
Really?
matter. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't matter if it's in front of a big crowd or a small crowd. Actually, it's more nerve-wracking in front of a small crowd because, I feel it's more intimate. I feel like we're closer together compared to thousands of people. When it's thousands of people, it just kind of feels like they're all just one, because the scream is just really loud. But when in a small room, you could hear individual conversations. You could hear
Yes.
how quiet the room still. And I think that's a that's one of the reasons why I'm still driven. If Because when I get nervous, and I'm thinking of that performance, I want to make sure that I practice and I know all my lyrics and I'm warmed up and I know exactly what I'm gonna say to the audience and how I'm gonna connect my spiel to the song. So because I'm nervous, I'm able to prepare before the show. And I feel like if I didn't have that, I wouldn't really care much anymore. I'll just go on stage and just freestyle everything and I'm not warmed up. I'll just warm up on stage if I didn't get nervous. So I think that's a big factor of why, I just stay prepared. It's because I'm still nervous.
Well, that's interesting to know because I know some of the big and best singers. Your answer was almost the same as theirs. That
Mm,
regardless of how long they've been doing the business and doing performances, every performance is unique, and they get still scared. And that's why I
yeah.
want to pick your brain. Now, one of the things too that because I follow you on Facebook and Instagram as well, and you just had a show, and we'll talk about your coming upcoming shows. You just had a show in Toronto, I believe, and then
Yes,
you
with
posted, I
Jaya.
think, in Instagram that there is a ritual that you do before a performance. So
Yes,
can you
yes.
share that ritual? Because I didn't see your face, but you were walking like by a river. Is there
Yes.
a ritual that you do prior to each performance?
Absolutely. When I fly out of LA and I'm doing a show in a different city, I love exploring the area around and I love finding just a quiet place within nature, whether it be in the forest or a lake or even just in the city. Like I just like being alone and kind of just getting mentally prepared and going through my lyrics and kind of um just visualizing the show and visualizing that it's going to be a success, visualizing that all the sounds and the lights aren't going to turn off on me, and visualizing that the audience is going to love what I'm singing, and I'm not going to go flat. I'm not going to crack. My voice isn't going to crack. So I always do that before a show. I just need some time alone just to really get mentally prepared. And after that, I'm good. I'm ready to go out and just do my performance.
See, now you could tell I've been following you closely on Facebook,
Yeah.
especially the Instagram. Because when I saw you posting that prior to your show, I think it's a day before your show, or maybe in the afternoon before your show. And I
Mhm.
saw that. I said, "Oh, let me ask him that because that's very interesting." I said, uh, "My
Yeah,
my ritual before I go
you
on."
did you did your research. Nice
Of
job.
course, of course. You're a special guest. I always do my research on all the guests because you guys, especially you, I've known you as JR, and we've done work together. So I want to get to the innermost of you. Now, one of the things too that I was fascinated is on your songwriting. Now, where do you get your inspiration? Secondly, there's a lot of songwriters that I have interviewed, and a lot of them they are not too happy giving their songs that they wrote for someone else. And then,
Yeah.
do you choose the person who would sing that particular song? What's the process that you would undergo when you write a song? Can you share that with our audience?
Absolutely. You know, when we're writing songs, it's really all about finding something that people can relate to on a universal level. You know, whether it be a young person or lyrics where everyone can relate to it. But I find a lot of people can relate to just life in general, you know, what you're going through, especially relationships, whether it be a relationship with a family member or a friend or a lover, you know, these are the things that people relate to, and these are the kinds of things that we tend to write about. And because of that, we get inspiration just from our everyday lives. You know, like when I'm in love and I get that feeling of butterflies in my stomach, I'm gonna write about that. I'm gonna write about why it happened and how it happened and where and what smelled, well, what I was smelling at the time or what I was looking at the time, and you know, we'll put a song together with that. But yeah, when I'm writing for a different artist, I like to talk to the artists on what they're going through in life because, you know, when you're singing something, you want to be able to tell that story. You want to be able to make it authentic. You don't want to just be singing something that someone just wrote for you because it sounds cool. You know, you really want to live it and you really want to experience it because that's, you know, the listener is going to hear it. And if they know you're not authentic, they're just going to turn off that song. So, you know, it's all about just life experiences, really.
Well, have you written a song and then for a particular artist? What's the thought process in that? Because there's some songs that I know for a fact that some artists, it's not really them singing that song because it's not. And I've seen that like one original artist would sing a song and then somebody would sing it after a few years or so, and it will be a big hit.
Yeah.
Do you choose the person that you would bless with your songs, or is that something commissioned? How does it work?
Yeah, well, you know, usually when I'm a collaboration with me,
Mhm.
and if I'm doing a collab, it's because I really believe in this artist, and you know, I like working with the artist. So yeah, the whole process with that, um, it's different. You know, I've written songs for Kyla and for Nina, for Raver Cruz, for Darren Espanto. I mean, the list goes on, but it always has to relate to them. Like we always have to have a conversation on what they want to sing about, something that has nothing to do with them. Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, I always thought it's like those songs are already written, pre-written, and then you just make a selection on who's the artist based on the voice that they would be able to sing and give life to that song. And
yeah.
then
There are processes like that where artists can just listen to finished songs already.
yeah,
But what I like to do, I like to cater the song to the artist. That way,
wow.
it's really their own, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay, you mentioned about like when you write songs, you have to have that feeling of being in love, and
yeah.
you know the smell that you're undergoing and you're smelling at the time of being in love. Um, yo, let's show the picture, please, or
Uh-oh, what's this?
pictures. Yeah, you don't know
What's
when it's this
this?
one. There.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, and
Okay, that's
you
my
know,
boo right there.
yeah, this is Mika.
Yep, that's Mika, the
Yeah,
lovely
well,
Mika.
it's a known fact that JR is happily married. How long
Yes.
ago, Jay? Five
We've been
years?
married. No, 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 I was showing you my ring.
Oh,
We're gonna be about 3 years next year
yeah. I
now.
was gonna say that's only
Yeah,
3 years because I kind of follow your
married.
love affair, your love.
Yeah,
Because I saw the last time I saw you and Mika on stage, you were still boyfriend girlfriend.
right,
I
right.
know that you guys got
2017.
married. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a show. It's a show in Venice that I watched, and
yeah. The OMO concert, the original
yes,
music
that's right.
only.
Yes, yeah. She
Yep.
was there,
Hmm.
and then of course, there's one more picture, yo, that we need to show. She's a
Let's see.
very
What's
very
this?
pretty girl, pretty lady. Yeah,
Oh,
look at
look at that
that.
beautiful woman.
Yeah, and then for those people who are not familiar with her and those people listening to us through audio, we're showing the beautiful pictures of Mika Javier. She goes by her screen name Mika Javier, but she's married
Yeah.
to a good friend, JR.
Yeah.
So and
Yeah.
then
That was
she's a
during our
good
prenup
performer.
shoot.
She's a good singer as well.
Yes, she is. She's an
Yeah.
artist, she's an actress. She's she's everything. She's so smart. She graduated top of her class from NYU. And
Why?
I'm just so very proud of her. She's just everything.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. I mean, you beat me to that. I was going to say, oh my God, NYU. It's amazing. Now,
Yeah.
Jay, now that you've been married, you start having a family.
Yeah, I mean, that's always part of the plans, but right now it's kind of hard because we just moved to the States and we're focused on careers and we're here being with my family. But we'll be planning very soon. I think that's something in our cards that we'll
Yeah,
be
I think
doing.
your mom and your dad will be so excited because of course you'll be the
Yeah.
baby, the bunso, the
Yeah.
youngest, and of course, it's different. They said it's always different. They enjoy their sons and daughters, but they would enjoy their grandchildren as well. I would
Yeah,
definitely. I know Tita Ampi and Tito Jun will be so excited to
I
see
think so
little
too.
Mika, little JR running around.
Yeah, yeah, I'll get twins. That'll be cool.
Oh, that would be cool. Before we go to the other phase, because we get harder and harder, I would oblige you to have another a cappella song for us.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
do it.
So
Let's do it.
again,
Yeah.
yeah, this is so a blessing for me. This is such a blessing that you're doing. Your numbers are all in a cappella. But thank you so much, Yair. This is one
You're
of a
welcome.
kind, and it's so outstanding. I'm a loose of words. We are in awe. Everybody here listening to me and watching is like, this guy is really pure talent because he could do his song amazingly without backup music. So let me give you again the floor to none other than the king, JR.
All right, everybody. Here's another one for you guys. Uh, I'm gonna do a cappella for y'all. This one is from my Game Face album. Let's see if you know the title of this one. It goes like this. Hey, baby girl, it's been a while. Huh. Since I had a chance to see your pretty smile, I really hate that we could work this out, babe. But now I got a girl I really care about. It's such a shame that we missed our chance. Girl, I was really feeling you. But now I got a girlfriend. It's such a shame that you and me missed our opportunity. Hey, 'cause now I got a girlfriend. Oh, I know it hurts to see me with somebody new, knowing it could have been you. Girl, you could have been my boo. And I'd be lying if I said that I don't think about us and what we could have been. Yeah, such a shame that we missed our chance. Girl, I was really feeling you. But now I got a girlfriend. It's such a shame that you and me missed our opportunity. Yeah. 'Cause now I got a girlfriend. Now I got a girlfriend. Hey. So you know the title of that song? I think you do. It's called I Got a Girl. That's from
So Jay, now you're happily married. You've been married for 3 years. And when did you, aside because we already know that you're a songwriter, and of course you have your own company now, and that's Homeworks,
Yeah. That's
right?
right. Homework.
Okay, Homeworks. What does it do? Is it a record company, or what does it do? It produce songs. I know you have some artists. You sign up on your label, right?
Yes, yes, that's right. We Homeworks is a record label. We have artists that we are helping out, and we distribute the music. And Homeworks is all about keeping the artist's vision intact. Sometimes when artists work with other producers, other labels, their vision it gets kind of jumbled because the label has their own vision, the producer has their own vision, and sometimes it just gets altered and it doesn't sound like that anymore. So Homeworks is here just to really give that artist the sound that they want and to give that organic sound. And we do music videos, we do live shows, we even produce movies. We produced our first movie and it's going to be releasing next year. We're in the middle of editing now and doing sound design and coloring. So, Homeworks is just all about trying to help the Philippine industry get to the next level and help artists get to the next level.
So that's nice to know. I didn't know that you guys are producing movies now. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah,
Are you
yeah.
allowed to say the title of the movie and who's
No,
in
not
it?
yet. Not
Oh, it's
yet,
gonna be a big
but
surprise.
it's a surprise. But what I can tell you, it's about the dark side of the music industry in the Philippines.
Oh, that's gonna be controversial, my
It's going to be
friend.
very controversial. We're a very conservative country in the Philippines, and not a lot of these kinds of movies get made, and I think it's about time that we release something like this and show the people what it's really about.
Now, is this for commercial release or for festivals?
It's for commercial release, yes.
Okay, so for
Mhm.
theatrical release in the Philippines.
Yes,
What do you have a
absolutely.
target date? I mean, what month?
Well, you
So
know,
you mentioned you are in post production right now.
yes, yes. We don't really have a target date yet, but for sure next year it's gonna be running.
See, look at that. RJ Green already said, "Wow, can't wait for that movie."
Nice,
I
RJ. Hope
can't
you
wait
watch
for
it, eh?
that too. I didn't even know you that was a surprise because I always thought Homeworks does a lot of records and songs
Mm-hmm.
for artists. That I'm
Mm-hmm.
familiar with. I didn't know that you venture into movies too. That would be so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, live concerts, live shows, we're doing it all. Just but stuff for anything in the entertainment industry that we can do to help. That's what we're doing.
That's awesome. Okay, shout out to June Bayaton. June Bayat is watching from Cebu. Hello,
What's
June.
up,
How are
June?
you?
What's
Um,
up, June?
yeah, June. Now, saying you do lots of, you said, events or concerts in the. Is it in the Philippines or here too?
Yeah, we're doing it currently here in the States. We actually have a three-city tour with Chris Lawrence in November, and I'd like to invite everybody. It's going to be so fun. We're going to be in Las Vegas in November 11th. We're going to be at Neupitz, and in November 18th, we're going to be in Van Nuys in Los
Here we
Angeles.
are. We are showing it.
Yeah, there we go. November 26th, San Francisco at Fort McKinley. All the phone numbers are there. So if you want to get tickets, you can either call or you can go to eventbrite.com. And I can read out the numbers just so you know.
Yes, please,
So
please.
for November 11th, Las Vegas Neupitz, you can call Jessica at 702-290-5850, or you can also call Jen Ko at 702-444-8958. For November 18th, Van Nuys and Vision Center, you can call my sister, Joy, 818-730-2192. And for November 26th, San Francisco, Fort McKinley, please call Casey for tickets. It's 408-643-2943. And again, if you want to get tickets online, just go to eventbrite.com and search Soul Brothers. That's our concert with Chris Lawrence, Soul Brothers. But you can also check out my social media to get the link or get the phone numbers. Just go to RNBJAYR. That's for Facebook, for Twitter, for Instagram, Kumu, TikTok, lahat na yan. And you can check out the links there for the tickets.
And then
But
that's the
please get
poster,
tickets.
and that's the promo poster that you have.
Yeah, there it is with Chris
And then
Lawrence. That's
talk
my boy.
about Soul Brothers. So let's show Soul Brothers for you guys. Okay, just watch and hear it out. Yo, can you play the videos that we prepared for them?
Oh,
Chris Lawrence. The Soul Brothers Concert Tour 2022 is coming to your city. November 11th, Las Vegas Neupitz. November 18th, Van Nuys and Vision Center. November 26th, San Francisco, Fort McKinley. Get your tickets now at eventbrite.com or call these numbers. Don't miss JR and Chris Lawrence.
yeah. You got the connection.
mentioned earlier at the very start that Chris was part of First Impressions.
Yes, yes.
And I always knew from day one, especially when I got to know you, and Chris was still new and upcoming artist back in the Philippines, that you guys are so close together because of you guys grew up together. And then here's one more video that we'd like to show, which is interesting. Okay,
That's you.
yeah, you know.
Oh, that's it. Here we go. Here we go.
So that was so crazy. I was doing my research. I think that was so cute. Yeah, that is so cute. And of course, Chris Lawrence is so amazing. I mean, he's one of the artists too. That I mean, it's like you are individually great artists, and imagine you guys, people who are watching, especially the Phil Amps abroad here. I know everybody's connected. There's 3 shows upcoming for Soul Brothers. One in Las Vegas, one in Vanna. Well, Las Vegas is almost around the corner. It's going to be November 11th. And then, of course, a week from that, it's the 18th. And it's going to be in Van Nuys, California. And we're showing it again. And, of course, November 26th. What else than San Francisco? So that would be so cool. I mean, you could watch him on the West Coast. And I know it will catch on. And I know this is your first wave on the West Coast. And then there'll be a Midwest. And there's going to be an East Coast for sure. And then I know this is going to be, because like what can you say other than having a concert and a show with someone like Chris Lawrence that is really your soul brother?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm so very excited. I haven't seen Chris maybe in like a year and a half, 2 years now. And I mean, Chris and I, we've known each other for a long time. We went to high school together, St. Genevieve, and that's the reason why we're doing a show here in Van Nuys, because we're kind of doing like a homecoming concert, because this is our hood. We grew up here. We were in competition with each other in high school, singing against each other, just healthy competition, just elevating each other. And now that we both have our careers, we're coming back here to do a homecoming concert in Van Nuys. So we're very excited. All our friends and family are going to show up and watch, and it's going to be such a fun show. But not only that, we get to go to Las Vegas. I mean, Las Vegas is always fun. Even when we were growing up, Chris and I would take trips to Las Vegas just to have fun and relax. And now we're doing shows there together and in San Francisco. Kaya, for us as kids growing up, these are the kinds of things that we dreamt about. And now that we're doing it, I mean, of course, we're going to be excited about this. We have our live band, we have our dancers, we have the whole crew coming with us, and it's totally a dream come true for us.
Yeah, it's always nice to see great talents put together. This is a show you should not miss. If you cannot watch it in Vegas and you are in the LA area, we go to Van Nuys. Of it, you could still follow them in San Francisco. So there's always among us that are 6 degrees of separation. So it's just like letting people know. That's why I was hoping you would be able to guess, because it's important that people need to know that there is this wonderful show that will give money worth for your money. Because we have shows that we've seen that you're so sorry you spend that much money because the show itself wasn't good. This one I have not seen it, but knowing JR and knowing his body of work and knowing Chris Lawrence, imagine JR plus Chris Lawrence put together. It's one hell of a concert.
Oh yeah,
I could imagine, because you guys are both individually magnificent and amazing, and put them together. No, who knows what happened? I know there'll be a script, but for sure, you guys will go off tangent, and it's gonna be just crazy, like what we showed you.
It's gonna be fun. I mean, for sure, we guarantee you will be dancing on your feet. You're gonna have fun that night, and if you don't, your money back. Chris is gonna give you your money back. Okay, so no problem.
And that's the way to do it. Put it on Chris while Chris is not here. To guess one of these days, especially maybe when his schedule is freed up, and put him on the spot too. Okay, so Soul Brothers. So this is like what you mentioned. This is the West Coast technically a West Coast presentation. So are you planning to
Mm-hmm.
have a different wave or different area? Because this is the way to do it. Do West Coast first, and you hit it right. LA, Las Vegas, and then of course San Francisco. I'm surprised that there's no San Diego, but normally they would do Vegas, San Diego, LA, and then of course San Francisco.
Yeah. Well, you know, Chris only had a month here for his time. He has a lot of work in Philippines, so we were only able to squeeze in 3 shows. But next year, most definitely, we're gonna take it to Canada. We're gonna take it to the East Coast as well, New York and everything. But yeah, for now, we're just doing the West Coast, and we're gonna have fun with that. It's kind of gonna be like a launching of the Soul Brothers out here again.
Yeah, because I think you've done Soul Brothers in the past.
Yes, we have. We've done Guam and we've gone to Canada and we've gone to New York for it before. With Billy also, we've done Soul Brothers to Manila so
Yeah,
many times now.
with
So,
Billy
yeah, and we
Crawford.
just keep it going. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, and Billy's it's in France doing the Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, he's
He's
doing
the one.
great.
I think he's in the running for grand prize.
Oh, he's gonna win it. You
Yeah,
know, I
I mean
mean,
he
he's
was
so
amazing. He's
talented.
getting hurt and all that, but
Yeah.
I mean, you could imagine. Imagine if the next leg would be you, Chris, and Billy. That
Oh,
would
yeah.
be Soul Bro. It could be Soul Brother plus one.
Well,
Now,
originally Soul Brothers is including Billy, but you know,
Billy,
Billy's
yes,
in Paris, so he
yeah.
can't make it with us.
Now, Jay, if any of the producers would be interested to do the Soul Brothers in their cities or in their turf, who should they contact?
Yeah, if you want to do Soul Brothers in your city, make sure to just hit me up on Facebook, or maybe you can just email me. Just email me at biz.jr@yahoo.com.
Okay, Biz.
Yeah, biz.jayr@yahoo.com.
Okay,
So
and
you
then
can
they
email
could
me there.
follow you on your social media, which is you have a page and you have a personal Facebook page. Which one
Yes.
do you want them to follow you?
Yeah, anyone on Facebook, just go check out JR Silona, JAYRSILLONA, and either my fan page or my personal page, you know, just get a hold of me and we can do business, you know.
Yeah.
Let's
What
bring Soul Brothers to your city.
do you have Instagram as well? Of course.
Instagram, of course, we have RNBJAYR. That's for Instagram and Twitter and for TikTok.
Okay, but no YouTube.
YouTube is JR Official. You can go there. I got a bunch of videos that are up for live performances. But any of those social media platforms, you can message me if you want to do business with Soul Brothers or, you know, booking our show. All good. Just hit me up.
Yeah, and the reason why I brought it up is because lately there's a lot of artists who reach out to me to complain because there's
Uh-oh.
some supposedly promoters who
Uh-huh.
would book them and would not follow through. And
E-
people, the artists, because of what I have been doing, the artists or their managers would reach out to me and complain about a certain producers or
mm,
producer here
mm,
here in our midst that they said that they promised a show, they're already in talking to them for a long while, but then all of a sudden they go into oblivion. So I just want
oh,
to make sure, like in this particular case, because it's giving the other producers, the legitimate producer, a bad name. So that's why I said in
yes.
our little capacity, I'll make sure that all the artists, concert producers, if they could go direct or they could go to their managers, it would be best instead of them talking to other people. And like in this particular case, for Soul Brothers, it would be best to go directly to JR because you
Yeah.
cannot go better than that than the artists themselves. At least
Yeah.
one less fraudulent case that I would get a call that hopefully to tell people about and beware. And secondly, nowadays it's everywhere. People would try to con people, but if we're just be cautious and careful about who we dealt with, I think we'll be fine.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, Jay, with all the things that you've done, you said you're the performing is still your cup of tea. Is there anything else you want to accomplish? It seems like when I was writing all your things that you've done and all the researches, you've done them all.
Well,
Is there
you
any
know, I
dream
mean,
still that you want to accomplish?
there's a lot That's just we're just getting started, Sir Josh.
Yeah.
I mean, like of course, like my biggest hit, Bakit Baba, I wanna top my biggest hit. That's always a goal. Like as an artist, and I'm still trying to do that. It's a really hard thing to accomplish. But yeah, like the first movie that we produced, and I mean, it would be a dream of mine to put it out, to get it into a good platform and people to really just gravitate towards it and watch it. And there's a lot of stuff going on. I also have R&B vocal sessions coming out with the R&B King. So, people that want to learn how to sing like me, they will, I will be granting them access to the secrets, to my secrets and my tricks. And it's going to be little video sessions for them where I'm teaching all my techniques and how to sing like the king of R&B. So, I have a lot of projects coming up. And not only that, but I'm still recording my music. I have a whole album that I'm recording now, and there's so much new great music that I'm doing, and we're infusing the old school with the new school and with the R&B, with the pop. We're just jumbling everything. We're creating this new sound for me, and I'm very excited. There's so many things happening, not only for me, but even for Mika. Where she's doing all types of businesses, and her acting is taking off. She's getting into TV series, she's shooting movies, and we're having a good time here doing what we love.
Well,
Ooh,
I
my
think I
my
think one
phone
of
is
the
about to
things
die.
that was so interesting is that you're gonna doing in a way a master class.
Yes, yes, that's
That's
exactly what's
amazing. So
happening,
is
Sir
that
Josh.
something that they need to subscribe online?
Well, it's
It's
gonna
very
be
common now because like through Zoom, it's like a master. I know a lot of people are doing master classes now, and of all people who could do that, for sure it's you.
yeah, yeah, it's gonna be just like a one-time fee, and then they'll be able to have access to all the classes online, which um I will be dictating. And it's going to be nice because, a lot of people asking me that they're lessons and can you teach me this? Can you teach me that? So I figured, I'm just going to put something available online and people can actually learn from my techniques.
Yeah, especially being 20 years in the business, it's not a tall order, you know. Now,
Yeah, for sure.
when what month would we be watching this, or we should be looking forward to this?
Everything is coming out next year. There's no specific dates yet, but for sure 2023, everything will be launching. And I will be keeping everybody updated on social media, of course, because
Yeah,
that's
and
how we
then
market
definitely
things now.
send us when you're ready to make the announcement. Let us know. We'll be more than
For
glad to
sure.
to
Thank you, Sir
help
Josh.
you.
Appreciate that.
Because I think that would be interesting to know because I know on the beauty side, I know Catriona's doing a master class, and then there's other people acting classes like Direct Gina Alahar is doing that. Then directing, they do a lot of that.
Right.
But this will be a first, I think, from a master class how to be R&B king. Yeah, because that is a specialty in a way. Not everybody can do R&B. I think everybody can
Yeah.
sing. It's either ballad or pop, but R&B is kind of different genre, and it's not for everybody. Not everybody can do it. There's a technique, and you could really tell the good from the bad, and the trying hard and the expert. So I think that would be so interesting. Even I would be interesting to see what are the techniques and the differences on how you do your thing so specially. That would be so. Let us know. That would be so interesting.
All right.
Now,
Will
now
do.
Jay, what else would are there still things that scares you?
Well, yeah, of course. There's things that scare me. I mean, just like to die. I mean, family members getting hurt and my friends getting hurt. That kind of things, that scares me. I mean, going to war or whatever. I mean, well, what do you mean specifically?
Yeah, well, things like what you mentioned, different notion of what scares them, and I've guessed already some that would say nothing scares them, which is interesting. But in your case, you're together with us, I mean, death would always death either death with us or death with the family or death of oneself. Now, do
Yeah.
you still get bashers?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that comes with the territory, as when you're in the entertainment industry and you're kind of like in the public's eye, there's always going to be bashers. And from, my experience, if you don't have bashers, then you're not doing it right because, they don't really care enough for you to get bashed. So if you do have bashers, you're doing it right.
I know that I believe that because they said if you don't have any bashers, it means you're not relevant anymore.
Yeah, exactly. You
It's how
know?
you look at it. It's like looking at it half empty of half full. Whether if
Yeah,
it's
now the trick is not taking it personal, not reading it and just dwelling in it. Like, just when I see it, I don't really take offense. I just kind of laugh at it really, and I even heart the comments. I still like it and everything. But you know, a lot of
here
people
comes the
get hurt
brave
by
one.
it, and you can't
Well,
get hurt by it. That's the
yeah.
trick.
In my case though, or what I notice is when they don't have their profile picture, and to me that's cowardness.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because you could tell that they're trolls because if they check your if they check their profile, there's nothing there. So they're
yeah,
just
yeah,
there, just to be there and just to be
exactly.
noticed. So that I don't much pay attention. And most of the people I interviewed, they said, oh, if they don't have any profile picture and they have like a dog, even bother. Now, Tita Minda is watching. Minda
Hello,
Chin. Remember Minda Chin from Fiesta Foods? She's always
hello,
Tito
Tita
June and
Minda.
Tita Minda will always be and you should hook them up too for your concert. They love to do sponsorship.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
cool,
Tita
cool.
Minda,
Hopefully you can
Fiesta
come watch
Foods.
Tita Minda.
Yeah, Tita Minda and Tito June. Fiesta Foods. They're well known in the community. Very lovely couple, and they own a restaurant. And they every time there is a Filipino or Filipino American concert, they always sponsor them. So reach out to them, and if you don't have their number, I'll give you that offline because they always there to support all Filipino artists. And I know they would love to be in your Van Nuys show or to sponsor that, or maybe Las Vegas, and who knows, maybe San Francisco as well. Now, for
Okay.
sponsorship for Soul Brothers, by the way, who they should contact?
Yeah, they just contact me. Also, just hit me up on social media and I can send you the sponsorship package. But yeah, maybe all that stuff could be offline. I mean all that business stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do that as well because let's take everybody. Everybody wants to get involved. Now,
Hmm.
we're almost to the end of it, but before we close, I'll be asking you for one more song later,
Oh
which is
yeah.
your national anthem song. The people
Oh
call it
yeah.
your national. It's not a JR show without your, like what you said, your biggest hit that I know people will be clamoring for. Now, two other questions I have. One, what legacy do you want to leave to your kids or to
A
people?
legacy to people, I just want to be known for that a very talented guy that used his talent to be able to give back to the community and to give back to the next generation to help them elevate. And that's what I really want, like to be seen as someone that was a mentor and a teacher and that was always looking out for the next generation.
Wow. Now,
Yeah.
my other thing is, uh, if you see JR 20 years ago, when at his 20s, and meeting your JR now, your age, you meet the JR 20 year old, what would you tell him? Or what would you
I
advise?
would tell the young self of me, I would tell me to buy Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin, buy a bunch of Bitcoin when it's like that
I
money.
feel the same way.
When you get all that money, you'll be able to fund all the music videos, all the movies, all the live shows, not only for yourself, but for all the artists that you believe in. So make sure to invest in Bitcoin and make $1 billion and then start the music empire.
I know. I mean, it would have been lovely like 10 years ago, or at least 15 years ago. Who
Yeah, right.
knows? Right, right. Now, when you wake up in the morning, when you tell yourself, when you see yourself in the mirror, Jay.
That's a good question. Um, it's always about having that confidence. It's about like, you know what? Every day I have a lot of things to do, especially now that I'm producing three city tours. Not only just the three city tours, but I'm also on tour with other producers in Canada, in Texas, in everywhere, New York, and it's just I'm everywhere. So I have a lot of things to do every single day. So I tell myself, you know what? This is just a regular day for you and just calm down. You'll get everything done. Just do one thing at a time and you'll be all right. It's just a regular day. Just be grateful. That's what I tell myself.
Awesome. Okay, two last JR when no one's watching.
Hmm. JR, when no one is watching. That's interesting. What am I? I'm really introvert actually. I can get really quiet and I can just really be to myself and just really just thinking about plans in the future or whatever I'm interested in. But also, so if there's people around, I'm not gonna be disrespectful and not talk. I'm gonna engage and I'm gonna show some personality. But in reality, I'm pretty introverted. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Because when I first met you, I knew that you were introvert. But once you get to know the person, then you become a little talk. And one of the thing too is you don't ask a lot. Because when
Yeah.
I think you have you asked me once that you need to be taken back to LA. We were in San Diego, and I don't know
Uh,
if you remember. It was so difficult for you to ask, like, is there a way? And you were in a way stuttering to ask that favor if one of the driver could take you back to to LA because we were in San Diego at the time.
yeah.
It was so funny. I said, this guy is. I like the guy. That's why when we had a
Thank you.
chance to because some people they feel like I'm JR, I'm the artist, I could throw my weight around. You never
Oh,
did that.
no.
And to this day and that's a good thing. And I always tell your mom it's a good thing because you never had that drama. You never had that
Thank you. Thank you.
that throwing your name around. You were so polite and you don't want to be a burdensome to anybody and but you need to go back to LA. You were like
Yeah.
you know how it is when a kid asking for dad for some permission to use the car and it was so humbling to see a
Yeah.
person at your
Thanks.
stature at the time to be so polite and so courteous to be asking for that little favor if you could be taken back or driven. Very
Thank you.
last question before I give the floor to you for your
Okay.
last a cappella song. How do you want people to remember JR?
How do I want people to remember JR? Well, the King of R&B title, I would like them to remember that. But yeah, like I said earlier, it's really about a guy that used his talent to give back to the community, to the next generation, to really help them and to be a mentor to them. And that's what I want to be remembered as. You kind of like a pillar in the Filipino community that really helped the music industry.
Wow. And with that, let's give the floor to the very song that everybody would love to hear. I got text, I got Facebook, I got message, PM, and all that. Is he gonna sing the song?
Yeah.
I said I will try because I know it is the song that everybody have to hear if it's a JR performance. And do you get tired of singing this song, Jay?
Never, never.
And
It's
you know
my
it has
favorite
been
song.
sung by other people and revived by other people too, right?
Yeah, it's
But
true.
there's
Yeah,
nothing
I
like
do
the
know.
original.
Yeah.
Okay, Melson Sanchez is watching from Hawaii. Hi,
Hey,
and then
what's up?
Larry Londok is watching. Larry is my soon-to-be inaanak in the wedding. Larry Lontok is watching from Houston, Houston, Texas.
What's up, guys? Thanks for watching.
Okay, he's gonna be singing. Those people who are listening to us, he's preparing for his last performance for the
Okay,
evening,
I'm ready.
and this is wonderful. Again, thank you for doing it a cappella. This will be a first. Well, not a first for me, but I know a lot of firsts for all our. Now I'm getting all the hearts again. Okay, go ahead, Jay. I'm giving the floor to the king of R&B, JR.
All right. So, everybody, thanks for staying on the stream with us. And here's a song that everybody always requests from me, and I hope you like it. This one's called Bakit Pa Ba? Nagpapaalam ka dahil nasaktan kita. Nooy di makitang mali ako. Ngayon alam ko na sa'yo'y nakasala. Sana muli ako'y mapatawad pa. Araw-araw kang lumuluha sa akin ay nagmamakaawa. Nooy di narinig pagsamo mo. Bakit pa ba nagawa? Nasaktan ko ang isang tulad mo, dalapis na nagmamahal. Hindi napansin na walang katulad ang alay ng pag-ibig mo sa akin. Ako sana muli ay patawarin. Kahit tagal akong bulag sa katulad mo, kayong wakas yaring pag-ibig mo. Oh, iniwan pa kita, laging nag-iisa. Bakit pa nagawa ito sa'yo? Araw-araw kang lumuluha sa akin ay nagmamakaawa. Nooy di narinig pagsamo mo. Everybody at home, let's sing along. Let's go. Bakit pa nagawa? Nasaktan ko ang isang tulad mo, talapis na nagmamahal. Hindi napansin na walang katulad ang wala ng pag-ibig mo sa akin. Ako sana muli ay patawarin. Bakit ko ba?
Amazing! Okay, the only one, the one true king of R&B,
Hey.
JR. Oh my God, JR. Unbelievable, like what I said. I have not heard such song a cappella. It's always with music, except of course the little event we had in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Now, Jay, a lot of people are saying more, more, more. No, what we're gonna do if you want more, 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 there is
You have to
a
go to the
3-city
concert.
tour that you need to watch, and we're gonna flash it on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Soul Brothers. Okay, Jay.
Hey.
Yeah, Soul Brothers with Chris Lawrence. It's true Soul Brothers, and it's happening
that's
when?
right.
Let's plug it again.
Yeah. Everybody, please make sure to come to the Soul Brothers Concert Tour 2022. It's starting November 11th in Las Vegas. We're going to be at Noy Pits. And then November 18th, we're going to be at Invention Center in Van Nuys, California. And then November 26th in San Francisco at Fort McKinley. Now, if you want to get tickets, please go to eventbrite.com and search Soul Brothers, and you can get your tickets there. But if you want to call, we have some numbers here. For Las Vegas, please call Jessica. It's 702, or you can call Jen Co at 702-444-8958. For Van Nuys and Vision Center in Los Angeles, please call my sister Joy. That's 818-730-2192. And for San Francisco at Fort McKinley, please call KC. That's 408-643-2943. Or just go to my social media and you can find the links there to buy the tickets for the Soul Brothers Concert Tour 2022. Maraming salamat, Sir Jush, for this whole thing. I had so much fun answering your hard questions. It's so hard. Thank you for the time and for letting me.
Thank you. And then Jeffrey Wyman, he said, "My idol" in big bold letters, all caps. So
Yeah.
Jeffrey Wyman is watching us from the Philippines. So
What's up, Jeffrey?
yeah, Jeffrey. Anyways, Soul Brothers, I know a lot of you have been texting me saying that more. No, it was already too much for JR to be doing that. So Jeffrey Wyman says, "Sir Josh, pa-shout out please. Jeffrey Wyman, the MB King." What's MB King, Jeffrey?
Shout out to you, Jeffrey MB King.
Now, Jay, firstly, thank you so much for allowing
Thank you
us
also.
to be a guest, special guest for tonight. And I know it was really such a privilege and a blessing for you to do those 3 songs a cappella. I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
again, I am so lost for words. I'm so humbled and privileged and honored that you allowed us for you to guest, and definitely will definitely promote your Soul Brothers in every show
Yeah.
today and
Thank
tomorrow
you.
and all the other 16 shows until the end of November, because that's what I could promise to you, because it's definitely one of the shows you have to miss. If you could watch all of them, great, but you definitely need to see one of those shows so you could see why the king is king of R&B. I don't care what
Thank you.
other people would say that they are the new or the upcoming king. JR is the original, as they said. You cannot pirate the original.
Yeah.
Okay, maraming salamat. See, even
Thank
Jeffrey
you so
says,
much, Sir Jush.
yeah, Jeffrey even says, "Will always be the king."
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Yeah, and then of course, good luck, Idol JR. More power. I love you. I love your covers on YouTube. So follow him
Hey.
in all his social media accounts. Jay, let's say again, your social media accounts are the following. On Facebook, it is.
Yeah. Follow me on Facebook. It's JR Silona, JAYR Silona, SILLONA. And then for everything else on Instagram, Twitter, Kumu, TikTok, it's RNBJAYR. For YouTube, it's JR Official. So hope to see everybody there. Make sure to follow me.
Yeah, and like what he promised, all his shows will be partying. So let's go do it.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely promote your shows and your upcoming shows.
Thank you.
In Las Vegas, in Van Nuys, as well in San Francisco. Looking forward to seeing you live in person.
All
And of course,
right.
the whole Silona family, Tita Alpi and Joy and everybody else. And definitely, and to again, finally, personally meet Mika, because I've not met her
Yeah.
in person. So, and we'll do projects together. That I can guarantee. I can feel it in my bones.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but
All right.
again, thank you so much. Good evening to you and your family. And again, maraming salamat. And you guys, we're signing off. But before we do that, in every shows that I do, I always I always close it with "Be kind." It's getting harder and harder, but be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness. And any act of kindness that you do to people, it's pretty guaranteed it will come back to you in so many forms, in different times. So again, God bless us all. JR, thank you so much to you and your family.
You're welcome.
Can't wait to
Thank
see
you.
met in person. I cannot wait to see you most likely in Van Nuys. But definitely,
Alright, thank you.
I'll call your sister and we'll promote more of your shows, your upcoming shows. I'm getting more hearts here. Maraming salamat, JR, and have a wonderful evening and have a beautiful, beautiful week to you, your wife, and of course your entire family. Tita Auntie, Tito Joy, and the rest of the Solana family. Thank you so much. Jay and very happy holidays and happy Halloween.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, Jay. I'll see you. I know.
See ya.
Just like a friend from back home. This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.